Shafina, I was just about to ask you, what would you like to do first? Fantastic. And is there any particular reason for that, like the inclement weather in the morning? Fantastic. Any changes to your lineup? Fantastic. Best of luck for this game. Vaishali, if you join me up here. You did not win the toss, but had you won, what would your decision have been? We're ready for the first ball. It's full. No runs on offer. Mid-off cleans that up. So there you have it. The news from the toss is Singapore win the toss, and they're going to have a bowl first. Singapore, of course, as you heard just now, they're unchanged, backing the same 11 to come good for them in this game. Skipper Vaishali Jesrani, she will be on strike for Oman. That's a wide delivery. So first runs on the board for Oman. I just have a feeling this is going to be a really close contest between Oman, the Gulf state, and Singapore, the Southeast Asian nation. That's full. It's a big appeal. It's a strong appeal. Perhaps that one sliding down the leg side. The umpire, he's unmoved. But a good start here for Ada Basin. Keeping things tight. Looking to bowl that middle stump line. Keeping it simple. It's a 5-4 offside field right now. Here she is for her third delivery. That's full yet again and dug out well by Vaishali Jesrani. Tries to work that away across the line. Does not get the requisite connection on that. A testing over, probing over here from Ada Basin to kick things off. There we go. Mid-pitch conference between Jesrani and Fiza Javed at the non-striker's end. Oman, of course, yet to score a single run off the bat. That's down the ground. Will it beat long off? Or mid-off, rather. No, it doesn't. Just a single. So Vaishali Jesrani, I beg your pardon, is off the mark with a single. It's been a crazy morning or afternoon here at Kinrara Oval. A very quick changeover between the two innings. It's great that we're all set. No glitches whatsoever in this quick transition between the two games. Here we go. Ada Basin. Yeah, that's a good end to the over. Keeping it straight. Just 2 runs off it. 2 for no loss. Oman. There you go. Fiza Javed and Vaishali Jesrani just having a chat at the center of the wicket. Trying to come up with a game plan and how to approach this power play. How to get the best of these fielding restrictions. If my eyesight is any good, that's Captain Shafina Mahesh into the attack. Nope, my eyesight isn't great at all. It's Divya GK, the off-spinner. Nepal's highest run scorer in T20I cricket, but a really, really good off-spinner as well, a genuine all-rounder. There we go, keeping it straight, not giving Jesrani anything to work with there. And make no mistake, Divya GK had a very impressive fair break invitational. If I'm not mistaken, it was the spirit that she turned out for. A team captained by Nicola Carey. Here we go. The off-spinner, what can she muster? That's faster and shorter. It's tucked away to the square leg region, just a single. Coming over the wicket to the right-hander. Oh, a play and a miss. That one just going on with the arm. There we go. Fiza Javed. Unable to make any connection on that. So slightly nervous moments for Oman in these early stages of the game. But early is the operative word. Still plenty of time left in this innings and in this game. Change of angle now. She's coming around the wicket, the off-spinner. On leg stump, tries to turn that away. No movement there from the umpire, as he signals 2 deliveries left in this over. And another change of angle. She's coming back over the wicket on this occasion. 5-4, offside field. Keeps it straight. That's whipped away. And square leg in the circle. Does the fielding. Fiza Javed looking for her first runs. That's full and whipped away into the leg side. Deep mid-wicket cleans up, so it's just going to be a single to close out the second over. 4 for no loss, Oman. So it's 4 for no loss after 2. The news from the middle, if you're just joining us, Singapore, they won the toss and decided to bowl first. Definitely seems like the logical decision here for Singapore, given all the inclement weather in the morning. Shafina Mahesh, of course, also indicating she just wanted to stick to her strengths. She feels like Singapore just do better when they bowl first. And speaking of skipper Shafina Mahesh, she's into the attack right now. A round arm action. That's beaten the right-hander. No, it hasn't. It's taken the neck. First wicket down for Oman. And it's the massive wicket of Fiza Javed as well. Success off the very first delivery for Shafina Mahesh. Oman, they're 4 for 1. We're 1 delivery into the third over here at the Kinrara Oval. A much better result here for Shafina Mahesh. She was taken to the cleaners by Isha Oza in the last game that Singapore played. The captain on this occasion leading from the front and rewarded with an early breakthrough. That was a beautiful delivery with that round arm action. Walking in at number 3 is Sakshi Shetty. What can she muster? A lot of responsibility on her shoulders right now when you're batting at number 3, such a crucial position in the batting order, especially if you've lost that early wicket. Singapore have been on point since the first ball. Shafina Mahesh, the skipper, bowling her second delivery of the game. That's down the leg side. Ooh, perhaps a bit of a commentator's curse there. We were just talking about how Singapore have been right on the money. Then again, perhaps I'm being too critical. Shafina Mahesh kicking things off with a wicket off her very first delivery. And I have to say, it's so good to get some action here at the Kinrara Oval. Shafina Mahesh. That's a little shorter, whipped into the leg side, a dot ball. She runs in again. That's Fuller on the leg stump, a little too straight there. That's whipped away. Down to fine leg for the first boundary of the innings. Sakshi Shetty, she's off the mark. And we get loud cheers here from the Bahraini dugout. I apologize, the Omani dugout. Not sure if you can hear that on your microphone right now. Shouts of, let's go Sakshi, let's go Sakshi. And she's made a really good start. It was a loose delivery, but it had to be put away, and she put it away in style. Shafina Mahesh has got to make a correction here. That's a lot better. That's whipped a little uppishly down the ground. No run on offer there. Nice straight run up here. That round arm action smashed into the offside. It won't beat the infield, but a single to back up that boundary earlier in the over. So a much better over this for Oman in terms of runs. 6 runs off it so far, 1 delivery left. But Shafina Mahesh, of course, getting that early breakthrough of Fiza Javed caught behind. Interesting. She starts from a little wider of the crease on this occasion. That's full. No real movement of the feet. Bunted into the leg side for a dot ball to close out the third over. It's 10 for 1 after 3. First ball of the 4th over. We have a change in bowling, do we? Ooh. That was close. Vinu Kumar, yep. New bowler at the crease. Wearing number 28 on her jersey. That's full. Unable to do much with that. Sakshi Shetty perhaps a little bit disappointed with that. Just walks away, gathers her thoughts, walks back to the crease. Of Of course, only 2 fielders allowed outside the circle in the first 6 overs. That's on leg stump, tucked away for what should be an easy single. And yes, it is. Fine leg gets around, fires in a throw. And that brings the skipper, the Omani skipper, Vaishali Jaiswani, back onto strike. She's still looking for her first boundary. Sakshi Shetty, of course, putting away a leg stump full toss to deep square leg in the previous over. Full toss on leg stump. That's been whipped away. Just a single though. Doesn't get the best connection on that. There's every chance we could get a very, very close game here at the Kinrara Oval. Like I said, so great to get some action underway. Inclement weather in the morning, a lot of rain, but this outfield, the drainage is fantastic. Here we go, Vinu Kumar. That's full outside the off stump, driven straight to that fielder in the circle at cover. Sakshi Shetty just getting loose. She wants to go big. You get that feeling. You get the feeling that something's got to give at this point. Oman, they want to step on the accelerator. Oh, a play and a miss. She plays inside the line of that to close out the 4th over. It's 12 for 1. Oman. And look at that. We're going to have yet another change in the bowling. So Shafina Mahesh really shuffling things around, keeping things fresh. It's Ashita Shukla into the attack right now. Just setting her field here, the right arm seamer. Trying to get everything right, everything perfect. Oman, of course, going at exactly 3 runs and over right now. They're 12 for 1 after 4. Ooh, that one keeping low yet again. We saw that in the first game on this day. And we're seeing it yet again. So a useful single there for Oman. They've only lost 1 wicket so far inside the power play. They're going to hope to keep it that way. And they will also hope to step on the accelerator. A false start. Just going to have to go back to her bowling mark. I think it's always a wise decision to do that. If you don't quite have your run-up right, just pull out and try again. You don't want to be overstepping and giving the opposition free runs. That's hit down the ground. They're going to scamper through for a quick single. Oh, a misfield there at mid-on. Allows the batter to get in on that occasion. Sakshi Shetty, I beg your pardon. Just getting a little tongue-tied. She gets a single nonetheless. Sakshi Shetty, that is not her name at all. I've got to do my vocal exercises. Here we go. Ishita Shukla. Down the ground, straight to Shukla, and it's a dot ball. Fourth delivery of the over. That's on leg stump. It's a big appeal, and it's going to be turned down. Looked like that one was easily sliding down leg. The umpire, he agrees with yours truly in the commentary box. I'm Jay Dansagani. If you like what you've heard so far, you can always follow me on Twitter at Jay Dansagani. Alternatively, in fact, additionally, give the Malaysian Cricket Association and the Asian Cricket Council a follow across social media channels. They're easy enough to find. Ishita Shukla, Ooh, down the leg side yet again. She's not happy with herself. She knows she's got to bowl a lot straighter if she wants to trouble the right-hander. She's got to make the best use of this early movement. So Vaishali Jasrani, the Omani skipper, just settling into her innings. She's 4 not out off 12. Tries to whip that away through the leg side. It's a dot ball straight to mid-wicket in the circle. Johanna Purnakaran down there at long off. It's 5-4 offside field down the leg side yet again. So the 2 fielders on the boundary, a deep third man, and we've got long off on the boundary as well. 4 fielders in the circle on the leg side, a third man, a square leg, a mid-wicket, and a mid-on. Ishita Shukla. Ooh, an outside edge. Just a single. Oh, a bit of a fumble. Perhaps the batter's not quite aware that the fielder there at third man fumbled that delivery. Nonetheless, score ticks on to 17 for 1 after 5. Oman. So third man and fine leg, they're both in the circle. That's a full toss. Will this be taken? Yes, it is. And no signal from the umpire, so that's a legal delivery and second wicket down here for Oman. It's Vaishali Jasrani. She is walking back to the dugout. I'm not happy with that. That was certainly there for the taking, that boundary. Instead, she loses her wicket. Singapore, however, rewarded for some good work throughout the innings, even if that wasn't the best delivery. Vaishali Jasrani takes her gloves off. Shafina Mahesh having an animated discussion there with her troops. Priyanka Mendoza now striding in at number 4. Needs to build a partnership here with Sakshi Shetty. Here we go. Sakshi Shetty on strike because the 2 batters, they crossed when that catch was taken at mid-wicket. Vaishali Jasrani dismissed just moments ago. Binu Kumar with the wicket there. Perhaps a little fortuitous. Oh, there we go. 2 wickets and 2 balls. It's disaster here for Oman. Sakshi Shetty gone this time. You get the feeling she should have been on the back foot. It's tough though on this pitch. The ball just keeping a little bit low. Singapore, they're not going to complain. Oman, they're 17 for 3 now. We have 4 deliveries left in the power play. This isn't the best over for Oman, to say the least. Singapore definitely on top here. 17 for 3 in 5.2 overs. The new batter striding to the crease at number 5. Is Nayan Anil. There we go. Just adjusting her helmet, getting ready. Walking in at number 5. It's never easy. Never easy to come back when you've lost 3 wickets in the power play, especially if one of those wickets is Sakshi Shetty. Started off her innings so well, whipping away that full toss on leg stump to deep square leg. But both batters at the crease right now for Oman. They're yet to get off the mark. And they're yet to face a single legal delivery. That's about to change. Nayan Anil. There we go. Ooh, no foot movement there. Tries to guide that away. No run on offer. Vinu Kumar. Oh, nearly had her third wicket on that occasion. That one missing leg stump by a whisker. Very, very impressive here from Singapore. 3 wickets in the power play. There's not much more that Shafina Mahesh could have asked for. Vinu Kumar picking up 2 of those 3 wickets. She's looking for number 3 in her personal tally. We have 2 balls left in the power play. Oh, that's a big appeal. Will it be given? No. The umpire shakes his head. Vinu Kumar, hands on her head. She wanted that 3rd wicket. Not to be. But she's got another opportunity to get that 3rd wicket. 1 delivery left in the power play. At one point, Oman would have been thinking about accelerating and getting that power play score up in the region of around maybe 30. It's all changed now. That's hit away into the leg side. First runs here for Nayan Anil. And it's only going to be the single. So a single to close out the 6th over. At the end of the power play, Oman are 18 for 3. Hey, can someone bring me some food from Player's Kitchen? Just like fried rice or something. Yeah, commentator. Yeah, it's me, Jay. Thank you so much, guys. Great work, by the way. The quick transition between. Professionals, lah. Shafina Mahesh bowling the first post-power play over. Here we go. The Singapore skipper looking for wicket number 4. Oh, that's watchfully played by Nayan Anil. Picked up her first run in the last over. Got off the mark. That's going to make her feel less nervous. Shafina Mahesh, she knows that Singapore are on top right now. We have 4 fielders in the circle on the offside. We've got a cover on the rope. We've also got mid-on in the circle. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like we've got a mid-wicket and a deep mid-wicket as well as a fine leg in the circle. So there you go. That's the summary of the field. Ooh, no foot movement once again, but good hands through the ball. That's guided away into that 3rd man region. Ooh, perhaps running that faster single could have seen them double up. Not to be. Yeah, it's good enough. Thanks, guys. Here we go. Shafina Mahesh. That's wide outside the off stump. It's too wide. A bit of exercise there for the umpire. The score for Oman now rattled on to 20. The 20 for 3. Some of you, I bet, are just joining us, so I'm going to give you a quick recap. Singapore, they won the toss, decided to bowl first. That decision won't surprise you if you've been keeping up with the weather report here at the Kinrara Oval. Inclement weather in the morning, but now we've got blue skies, a little bit of cloud cover, but no dark clouds. That's on leg stump. That's tucked away for an easy single. And there you go, Priyanka Mendoza. Sigh of relief for her. She's off the mark. Nayan Anil now on to strike. She's got 2 runs to her name. She's faced 6 deliveries so far. We're halfway through the 7th over, 21 for 3. Here we go. Shafina Mahesh. Round arm action, straight to Shafina. She makes no mistake, gets out that long barrier, stops that single. But I like this energy on the field here from Singapore. I don't think I've noticed a single mistake with their ground fielding in this first half an hour of the game. So kudos to Singapore and kudos to Shafina Mahesh. She's picked up 1 of 3 wickets to fall, the other 2 wickets going to Vinu Kumar. Slapped away through the offside, shot of the day. Well done, Oman. Well done, Nayan Anil. A squarish drive there for 4. She picks up a boundary. You love to see it. No movement of the feet, of course, but great hands through the ball. We saw that earlier when she guided one down to the third man region. This time, really going for it and getting a great connection. So Shafina Mahesh, she's conceded 13. She's into her 2nd over. Last ball coming up. Slapped. Taken. No! Yes, it has been taken. Craziness up here in the commentary box. A bit of a juggle there and a great recovery. A very entertaining catch, that one. And you got to say, credit to the fielder there. Recovered very well after that initial juggle. So Nayan Anil promised so much with that slap through the offside. Tried to repeat the dose. Couldn't keep it on the ground. She loses her wicket. It's 25 for 4 after 7. So 4 wickets down now for Oman. They've gotten a bit of a move on with that run rate. But that's the thing, that wickets column. You don't want to be losing wickets over and over again at regular intervals. It looks like we have a change in bowling. As Divya GK, the fair breaker, the off spinner into the attack. Bowled a very tight first over, gave nothing away. She's going to want to keep this momentum going for Singapore. Singapore, of course, still looking to attack. You have mid-on and mid-off up in the circle, which is quite rare when an off-spinner is in action. The Omani dugout, you got to give them credit. They've been vociferous throughout this innings, making a lot of noise, encouraging their teammates, cheering every run, cheering every boundary. It's great to see this team spirit from Oman. Here we go, coming around the wicket. Divya GK fired in. And that one just rushing onto the right-hander on that occasion. Five fielders in the circle on the offside. We got mid-off, extra cover, cover, backward point, and third man all in the circle. Third man just on the heels of that circle. Here we go. Divya GK tosses that up. Oh, uppish. Perhaps if she was a lot taller, she could have taken that. Maybe if she was 7 or 8 feet tall, could have dived for that. But a couple of centimeters there in a different direction. It could have been 5 down for Oman. Fired in, Divya GK. Rarely errs from that line. So accurate. One of Singapore's best players. Some Singaporeans sitting at home will be like, hey, what do you mean by one of? You have a good point. We see her do this a lot, coming from around the wicket as well to the right-hander. She did it throughout the Fair Break Invitational, and she did it really well. Here we go, Divya GK. That's on the leg stump. That's whipped away. Work to do for the fielder in the deep. She gets around really quickly. And that's cut off, just a single. Singapore have been so impressive. Their ground fielding, we've said it before, we'll say it again. They've barely put a foot wrong so far in this innings. A very quick turnaround between games here at the Kinrara Oval. But it's so good to bring you some live action here in Malaysia. Divya GK back to over the wicket. You got to give her credit. Keeps switching up her angles. Never misses her line. There we go. That middle and leg line, she never misses. And with that, my lunch has just arrived in the commentary box. A fish sambal, some egg. Ooh, I see some chicken. Oh, look at that. Some green beans and carrots as well. This is going to be a nutritious lunch for me. But for now, I'm watching Divya GK in action. There you go. Edge down to third man. A quick single attempted. Oh, she attempts to throw with the right end. I'm going to give that fielder credit. Unable to cut off the single. That should be the end of the over. 27 for 4 after 8. So 27 for 4, 8 overs into this innings. We have another change of bowling. On the money straight away, a dot ball into the cover region. And the new bowler, Chaturani Abhiratne. Abhiratne right on the money. Singapore have definitely held the upper hand in these early exchanges. Here we go, Oman. Now it's down the leg side. It's signaled a wide. In what could be a low-scoring encounter, you don't want to be giving away too many extras. That's straight and pushed straight back to the bowler for a dot. Oh, a play and a miss. Tries to drive that through the offside. It's a stacked offside field as well. Very hard to pierce those gaps. 5-4 offside field, but we have short cover in place. Shafina Mahesh just trying to cut down those angles. Oh, a play and a miss. Trying to find that gap between backward point and gully in the circle. Unable to do that on this occasion. Whipped away uppishly into the leg side. The batters are looking for two. They're not going to get it. The fielder in the deep is in with a flash. Keeps it down to just a single. This is very, very impressive here from Singapore. 29 for 4, 1 delivery left in the 9th over. On leg stump, down to find leg. Unable to find the gap, so it's a dot ball to close out the 9th over. 29 for 4, Oman. So Shafina Mahesh continues to ring the changes. We have another change of bowling from the other end. And it looks like it's Priyanka Mendoza facing up. A full toss, driven straight back to the bowler, a dot ball. Driven into the offside, finding a fielder there in the infield and cover region. Has whipped away in front to square on the leg side. It's running away to the boundary. Does it have the legs to get there? You bet it does. So useful boundary there for Oman. Their score rattles along to 33 for 4. Pushed into the offside. No run on offer. Bhakti Shetty, the batter just now with that boundary through the leg side. One of the shots of the day so far. Oh, a play and a miss. That's what can happen when you don't move the feet and you don't get your feet to the pitch of the ball. And then again, perhaps just being a little bit harsh because Ishita Shukla finding that in-between length. Singapore have been on top so far. We're almost at the halfway mark of the innings. Left alone this time. There you have it at the end of 10 overs, 33 for 4, Oman. And with that, we're going to take a bit of a break. The players, they're just going to have a drink. We'll be back with you in like, I would say around 90 seconds from now. A quick summary. No figures, no scores in the double figures for Oman yet. But we've had a few boundaries for them, including in the previous over. Sakshi Shetty looked good for 7 until she was dismissed. Same with Nayan Anil. Priyanka Mendoza batting on 2. Bhakti Shetty on 6 not out. Those are the two batters at the crease. 33 for 4 is the score for Oman. For the bowlers, 2 wickets apiece for Shafina Mahesh and Vinu Kumar. That's been the story of the day. Vinu Kumar taking a wicket with a full toss. It was Sakshi Shetty on that occasion. In fact, it was not Sakshi Shetty, it was Vaishali Jesrani on that occasion. Dismissed off a full toss, hitting it straight to mid-wicket in the circle. We're just about ready to resume play here at the 10-over mark, 33 for 4 Oman. If you're just joining us, Oman lost the toss. They were put in by Singapore. A good decision there. And we've seen just a little bit of early movement. And with that early movement, we've had early wickets, 2 apiece for Shafina Mahesh and Vinu Kumar. On the leg stump, it will be signaled wide, and they're going to scamper through for a bonus run. Oh, that could be more than one. It goes down to the boundary. Very sloppy here from Singapore. 5 wides gifted to the opposition. Oman, without a doubt, will be looking to capitalize on this and make this a big over, a double-digit over, if possible. Full on the leg stump, a full toss. That's been put away. Will that find the boundary? No, it won't. That's cover in the deep. So just a single. But Oman just finding a bit of momentum here. A boundary earlier, just minutes ago from Bhakti Shetty. 5 wides down the leg side as well. You get the feeling if Oman posts something in the region of 90, could prove to be a very competitive total. And yet again, on the leg stump, that's been turned away. And it's going to be 2 more runs to Oman. Yet again, a familiar story worked into the leg side for a single. Got a few deliveries left, 3 deliveries left to be exact in the 11th over. Make that 2. For the first time in this innings, that run rate, that innings run rate getting closer to 4 runs and over. That magical mark. Ooh, a play and a miss. In fact, it's been signaled wide by the umpire. And on second thought, that is probably the right decision. Another dot ball. The delivery before this, the wide delivery. The batter perhaps just trying to find that gap behind square on the offside. I'm talking, of course, of that gap between backward point and a third man in the circle. But given the pace of this wicket, it's not very easy to hit behind the wicket. There we go. Right on cue in front of the wicket. This could be running away to the boundary on the leg side. Yes, it does. No deep mid-wicket in position. So a great way to end the over for Oman. 47 for 4 now, with a good chance of posting something in the region of 90 or something in the region of 100. It's 47 for 4 after 11. Punched into the offside. Divya GK, she's back into the attack. Has driven to mid-on. No run. Divya GK has only conceded 4 runs in her 2.2 overs, make that 2.3, another dot ball in the off-spinner's spell. Just coming around the wicket, that one going straight on with the arm. It's been a feature throughout the innings for Divya GK, and you could argue throughout her career. Really, really good there from the off-spinner. That high arm action. There we go, yet again. Keeping it straight, giving the batter nothing to work with. And I believe we have 2 deliveries left in this over, so it's a really good over for Divya GK. She hasn't conceded a single run in 4 deliveries. Down the ground, straight to Divya GK. 1 delivery left in this over. This is a big over here for Singapore. 14 runs coming off the last over. On this over so far, there's a very good chance we might see a maiden over. Divya GK, a high-impact player throughout her career. Singapore's top T20I run scorer. And she's firing with the ball. Driven. Oh! Was that a chance or was that a bump ball? Nonetheless, Oman get out of this over. It's not going to be a maiden. 1 run off the over. 48 for 4. Oman after 12. So the Omani dugout very, very pleased with this recovery so far. There's still work to do, of course, if they want to reach that total of 90 or 100. They can't afford to lose too many more wickets. This partnership is going strong. And of course, 2 overs ago, we had 5 wides down the leg side as well. 3 runs for Oman. So Singapore, after taking the early lead in this contest, perhaps we see the pendulum just swinging towards Oman a little bit. A deep cover has now been brought into the circle. So we have a backward point, a cover in the circle, a shortish extra cover. We have a mid-off, of course, a third man. And we have 4. Look at this. No fielders on the boundary. All 9 fielders are are inside the circle, I beg your pardon. Shafina Mahesh, bang. Doesn't get all of it. That won't be a single. There you go. You don't see that too often. Look at that. I'm going to check if I've got my math right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. It's confirmed. All 9 fielders in the circle. Shafina Mahesh, I think she wants to take a wicket. Here she is. That's down the leg side. You're not going to take too many wickets like that. She appeals for that one. She feels like perhaps something was on that ball. Perhaps just trying to distract the umpire. Shafina Mahesh always smiling at the toss. Very positive person. She's in for a third over. A full toss. That's going to beat the infield. There are no fielders on the boundary anywhere. Easy pickings there for Priyanka Mendoza. She's into double figures. 11 off 12 now. Second boundary of her innings. And with that, 50 up for Oman. 52 for 4 they are, with 4 deliveries left in this, the 13th over. If you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Facebook, get into that comment section. I want to see a prediction from you guys. How much will Oman score? Let's get those social media interactions going. I want to hear from you. Here we go. Shafina Mahesh. On the leg stump, worked away. No single on offer. Won't be easy to pick off singles with this field. But if you want to go over the top, that's an option. You pierce the infield. You hit it well. You're going to get value for your shots. I have to say, the drainage here at the Kinrara Oval. I take my hats off to the drainage here. Fast outfield. It dries so fast. It's exactly what you need in Malaysian weather. Shafina Mahesh, 3 deliveries left in the 13th over. That's full. Ooh, bit of a thick inside edge, a very bottom-handed shot. No run as that goes to square leg. There you go. You can see the batter just practicing that aerial pickup over the leg side. Is that something we could see her try? Shafina Mahesh perhaps in with a chance with the LBW shout. 2 deliveries left now in this over. Shafina Mahesh, the Singapore skipper. She's taken 2 wickets. She's just been whipped away for a boundary. Into the leg side. Oh no, a bit of a misfield there. That could be the second boundary of the over. It's running away and it gets over the rope. So 2 boundaries in the over, you have to say. Not a very good piece of fielding there. We haven't seen a lot of misfields from Singapore so far. There's been a good effort in the field, but not quite on that occasion. The score now moving up to 56 for 4. As you can tell, this egg sambal, this fish sambal, this coconut chicken has given me a second wind. Oh, Irfan in the kitchen, you've done it again, mate. 56 for 4. 1 delivery left in the 13th over. That's smashed away in front to square on the offside. That's running away. This could be the 3rd boundary of the over. Yes, it is. 3 boundaries in the over. Oman, 60 for 4 after 13. Here we go. Perhaps for the first time in this contest, pressure is on Singapore. What do you think? Personally, I feel like it's Oman in the box seat right now. Momentum is certainly on their side. They're looking good for a score in the region of 95, 100, maybe more than 100. Things won't be easy for Singapore. 7 overs left in this, the first innings. If you're just joining us, Singapore, they won the toss, decided to field first. It's a decision that paid off to kick things off. 2 wickets apiece for Shafina Mahesh and for Vinu Kumar, but Shafina Mahesh dispatched for 3 boundaries in that previous over. On the leg stump, that's whipped away in front of square on the leg side. It will just be the single. Good piece of work there from mid-on. But like we were saying, Oman getting a move on. 3 boundaries in that previous over. And it was interesting tactics from Singapore as well. All 9 fielders were inside the circle. You better believe that is no longer the case. We have a deep mid-wicket in position. We have a deep third man on the fence. Shafina Mahesh just going on the defensive a tad, and you cannot blame her. 3 boundaries in the over off the last over. A full toss on leg stump. It's going to be another single. Runs are starting to flow for Oman. Singapore making such a strong start, but it hasn't gone well for them in the last 3 or 4 overs. 33 for 4, that was the score at the halfway point. No movement of the feet, just fishing that one outside the off stump. Hit straight to cover for a dot ball. So 29 runs have come in the last 3.3 overs. Oman stepping on the gas, making a strong statement here. And with mid-on and mid-off both up in the circle, there's always a chance to go over the top. On leg stump, a leading edge. That was in the air for a bit. They're going to scamper through for a single. Backward point comes around and cleans it up. But the score now moving on to 63. We have 2 deliveries left in the 14th over. Look at that, Bhakti Shetty. Looking leg side. She's trying to count how many fielders are there on the leg side. An airplane has just flown over the Kinrara Oval, leaving a trail of engine fuel. Here we go. Oh, a bit of an inside edge. Perhaps that could have gone on to the stumps had Singapore been more lucky. But the important thing for Singapore is this has been a better over for them. Just 3 runs off it so far, 1 delivery left. Oman, they're looking for that magical 3-figure score of 100. Singapore, on the other hand, they want to keep this total down to somewhere in the region of 90 or 95. Ishita Shukla, it's been a good day at the office for her. Gets even better with that dot ball. A play and a miss to close out the 14th over. 63 for 4. So good to see clear skies here at the Kinrara Oval. I am optimistic. I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and I think we're going to get a full game here in Malaysia. The afternoon game this. The first game, of course, a 7-a-side fixture, I beg your pardon, between Nepal and Bahrain. Nepal winning that by 8 wickets, chasing down Bahrain's 14 runs. This is the second game, and if you're just joining us, let me give you an update. Singapore won the toss, decided to bowl first for early wickets, but now a partnership brewing between Priyanka Mendoza and Bhakti Shetty. Look at me, that Caucasian accent coming out. Priyanka. No, it's Priyanka. Pronounce it right, mate. That's down to long on. It's just a single. That's right, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. We're going to get a full game. I can feel it. That's full. That's in the air. Squeezed away to the left of backward point. It's running down to the rope. It's not going to get there. Good piece of fielding. Some good teamwork. Keeps the batters down to 2. And perhaps the batters, they should have run a little faster. Should have been alert to the possibility of taking 3. Singapore, they're not going to complain. At least it's not a boundary. On the leg stump once again. This could have found the gap. Yes, it does. Another boundary. Deep square leg. No fielder in position. So Priyanka Mendoza really getting into her innings. She's into the 20s already. 4 boundaries in her innings so far. Let's go Oman. Let's go Oman. I'm not sure if you can hear those cheers from the Omani dugout. Unlike the start of this game, they have so much to cheer for now. Looking so good for that total in the region of 100. And I beg your pardon, it's 5 boundaries for Priyanka Mendoza. She whips that away to square leg once again. She's going to try and get back for 2. Yeah, there we go. The runs really starting to flow here for Oman. Singapore not looking too flash, but that can happen. You got to give credit where credit is due. The 2 batters at the crease, they've barely put a foot wrong. 28 off 22. So impressive from Priyanka Mendoza. On the leg stump. Ooh, a full toss. This one's not put away. Mid-wicket cleans up. And that brings to an end Ada Basan's second over. She's conceded 11 runs so far. 5 overs left. Oman, 72 for 4. I gotta say, in the commentary box, when you're the lone commentator, the sole commentator, you gotta keep yourself interested. You gotta keep things interesting, I beg your pardon. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like sometimes I'm going a little bit crazy. I'm just talking to myself. But then I remind myself that all you lovely people are out there. I want to see you hit up that comment section on YouTube and Facebook. Let me know what you think Oman will be able to score in this first innings. And I'm going to do my part and log into Facebook myself. Get onto that CricTracker Facebook channel, that CricTracker YouTube channel. I want to see what's happening in that comment section. There we go, youtube.com. I've typed it in. Oh, these algorithms know exactly what I want. Oman and Singapore, the first option available for me. So good to see. More than 1,000 people tuned into this stream. There we go. Oman and Singapore, people are loving it. And Priyanka Mendoza loves full tosses on the leg stump. She's unable to put that away on this occasion, but she picks up yet another useful single. There we go. Shubham Singh, you say 106. Sajid Kumar, between 100 and 110. There we go. Do you agree with them? Do you agree with Sajid? What about Shubham? Shubham sticking his neck out there, giving me an exact number. I like that, Shubham. There you go. Whipped away, mid-on. Oh, no! A misfield there. And that's going to go to the ropes. Oman with a fortuitous boundary on that occasion. Singapore, the wheels just coming off for them a tad. You gotta say, in total contrast to the first half of this innings. In the first half of this innings, Singapore barely putting a foot wrong. That has not been the case in the last 20 minutes or so. This innings for Oman has really come to life. And as I say that, the mid-on is dropping back to long on now. Here we go, Vinu Kumar. A little bit uppish and a useful dot ball for Singapore. YouTube user The Vibes says Priyanka is the best player for Oman. Well, she's barely put a foot wrong today. She's 29 off 24. Bhakti Shetty on strike, 17 not out of 28. Into the leg side, an easy single. These fielders, you can bet your bottom dollar they're on the edge of that circle. They don't want to give away any more boundaries. Singapore have been leaking boundaries in the last 20 minutes or so. A very productive spell of cricket this for Oman. 78 for 4. We're halfway through the 16th. Slapped into the offside. Another dot ball. And in fact, that looks like the end of the over. 79 for 4, Oman. 24 deliveries left in this... No, well, not this game. This innings. Rajesh Royal says, come on, Oman. He uses 3 fire emojis. He is invested in this contest. Sarang Bali Rao, he says 107. In order to do that, Oman are going to have to go at 7 runs and over from here on out. Left alone? Well, that's interesting. You don't see that too often in the death overs. Oh, well, Ada Boston, she's not going to mind. She gets a useful dot ball. Her figures start looking even better. YouTube user Belwan says Singapore win 100%. That's in the air. Oh, that isn't taken. And I don't think that was a catching opportunity. It reached the fielder at the half volley. She's done well to cut it off and keep Oman to a single. So good start for Singapore off this over. Just one of the first 2 deliveries. And isn't it interesting? We were talking about Singapore restricting Oman to somewhere in the region of 80 or 90. They'd be delighted to restrict them under 100. That goes down the ground. Ooh, good field setting there. The long on, at a straightish long on, cuts that off very, very easily. Akash Jadhav says, love you, Oman. You can do it. 3 heart emojis he uses and predicts a score of 100 plus. Down the ground, stopped. In fact, no, it has been stopped. There you go. For the first time today, a little bit of sunshine is streaming into the commentary box. Fantastic. I'm getting my vitamin D. I couldn't be more happy. 2 deliveries left in the 17th over. Wide, a swing and a miss. So Ada Boston just... In fact, it's been signaled wide. I beg your pardon, a bit of a late call there from the umpire. But the important thing for Ada here is no boundaries in this over. Oh, good stop there from mid-off. Cuts it off and it's just a single. Oman's Sam George on YouTube says, Oman will win, no doubt. I'm loving this banter, this byplay between Singapore and Oman fans on YouTube. That's been squeezed to long on for a single. That closes out the 17th over. Oman 84 for 4. 5 runs coming off that Ada Boston over. See a couple of cheeky drinks running onto the field. No, they've been sent back by the umpire. He says, what are you doing? There are only 18 balls left in this innings. Be a little patient. You'll get your water in 15 minutes from now. The umpires putting their feet down. We're trying to get things moving here at the Kinrara Oval. There's always the threat of rain in Southeast Asia. You want to see a full 20-over contest? Like I said, I'm an optimist. And I believe it's going to happen. On the leg stump. And it's signaled wide. The umpire doing a little bit of exercise there. Not for the first time today. That's whipped away into the leg side. They're looking for 2. They're going to come back for it. A good piece of running there from Oman. They ran the first one hard. They called early. And that's exactly what you have to do with the end overs. Rayagada Poragalu says Oman win 2,000%. I'm not sure that's mathematically possible, but I love your enthusiasm. There we go, slapped away into the offside. That's running away to the boundary. Will it get there? No, it just slows up a little bit. But the fielder unable to cut that off. So it will be 4 runs after all to Oman. Their total now moving on to 91 for 4, with 2 deliveries left. 2 deliveries into the 18th over, I beg your pardon. I'm your commentator for the day, Jay Dansinghani. I'm approaching 35 hours of commentary in this tournament. It's been an absolute roller coaster so far. I'm loving every minute. I'm riding solo right now in the commentary box. But hey, I've always got the rest of you for company. I hope you're enjoying this broadcast. That's been whipped away. Fine leg. Comes around and keeps it down to a single. Like I said, I'm loving all the company, all your comments, the interactions on social media. Prashant Nagpal says, very good commentary. Thank you so much, mate. I'm glad you're enjoying this game and my insights. That's wide. Ooh, she leaves it alone. She's not really sure. Why haven't you signaled that wide? She asks the umpire with her eyes. Perhaps that one just inside those wide parameters. Singapore, however, and Vinu Kumar are not going to complain. They get a valuable dot ball, whipped away on the leg side. And the fielders have work to do. They're not going to be able to cut off the two. In fact, yep, it won't be a boundary. I got to say, this Omani dugout has me fooled sometimes. They're cheering every single run here. They cheered that too like it was a boundary. And you have to say, I'm loving this energy right now from Oman. Oman and Singapore, of course, neither of them, you can say they're fancied teams in this tournament. That's left alone yet again. I think you've got to go for those. You can't just rely on the umpire to stretch his arms. You can't just count on a wide ball. You've got to go for it. 13 deliveries left in that innings. You had to go for it. And now it's 12 deliveries left. Oman, they're 94 for 4 after 18. What a comeback it's been for Oman. 61 runs coming off the last 8 overs for them. In any standard of cricket, that is a very, very good result for Oman. They're now 94 for 4 after 18 overs. Skipper Shafina Mahesh has brought herself back into the attack to bowl this, the penultimate over. Shafina Mahesh into her last over. 6 deliveries left in her spell. Round arm action whipped away into the leg side. There is cover out there in the deep at deep mid wicket, so just a single. A lot of you on YouTube in the last few minutes have been predicting a score in the region of 110. Congratulations, it looks like you might be right. That's full and driven to long on, just a single. And look at that view count on YouTube. It's going up higher and higher and higher. It's approaching 1,200 views right now. So good to see. That's into the leg side. Just a single. They're looking for 2. They're coming back. A strong throw would have had the batter in trouble. But Oman, they get back for 2 and they get back quite easily. Shafina Mahesh into the attack yet again. That's full. A Yorker length delivery and Priyanka Mendoza unable to do much with that. She's undefeated on 41. Has definitely been the pick of Oman's batters today. The sun is now out in full force here at the Kinrara Oval, drying up the surface, drying up an already impressively quick outfield. Leaves that alone. This time, Priyanka Mendoza will get the wide delivery she's been looking for. That score now moves on to 99. And you better believe it, when Oman get to 100, we're going to see loud cheers from that Oman dugout. I absolutely love the energy from Oman. They've been the loudest, most vociferous dugout that I've seen in this tournament so far. And I've watched every single team in action so far. Here we go, Shafina Mahesh. She's whipped away into the leg side. How far has that gone? It's gone to the boundary. So a boundary to Oman brings them beyond 100, 103 for 4. And I told you it would happen, those loud cheers from the Omani dugout. Cheers of Oman, Oman. I gotta say, I don't have the most melodious voice. The members of that dugout doing a much better job than your commentator can. My job is to talk about cricket, and their job is to cheer on their teammates. They're doing it so well. One delivery left in Shafina Mahesh's spell. Bang down the ground, doesn't get all of it, but gets enough for a single to round off the 19th over. It's 104 for 4. With 6 deliveries left in this innings. And once again, that dugout. Let's go, Bhakti. Let's go, Oman. Clap, 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 clap. You know the tune if you've ever watched cricket live at a stadium. That's exactly how the beat goes. That's the melody. We have a change in bowling. Divya GK to bowl her 4th over. She's bowling all 4 of her overs in 4 different spells. Very interesting, the way Shafina Mahesh has decided to use the off-spinner. That's a big appeal. She's not going to get the wicket, but she gets a dot ball. It won't be easy for Oman to get a boundary away in this over. Divya GK, you've got to say, Singapore's best bowler. That's a big reason why she featured at the Fair Break Invitational. She's also Singapore's highest ever T20I run scorer. And she's got a long on in position. Fuller length yet again. That long on comes into play. Just as we were saying, only a single. So one of the first 2 deliveries. Divya GK just trying to drag things back and doing a good job so far. She's bowled 20 balls in this game and only conceded 5 runs. To anyone who's seen Divya GK bowl before, this is not a surprising result. She does this time and time again. Very disciplined. Very tight with her lines. Fires that in. That's uppish. And it's flicked away into deep mid-wicket. The batters are going to scamper through for 2. So a lot of you on YouTube were predicting that score of 107. Oman have now got that 107 score. Some of you predicted 110. Nobody predicted more than 110. So a boundary right now, and everyone who's made a prediction will be incorrect. I'm sorry if that offends some of you. Then again, I clearly wasn't brave enough to make a prediction, so kudos to the rest of you. That's down the ground, long on, has more work to do. A slight fumble, but that doesn't cost Singapore anything. 4 runs off the over so far. 108 for 4. 2 deliveries left now in the 20th over. There you go. I got it eventually. Priyanka Mendoza, undefeated on 47. She's at the non-striker's end for now. Bhakti Shetty, she is on strike, 26 off 40. She whips that away. Deep mid-wicket should cut this off. Oh, they're going for 2. Are they going to get there? Nah, Divya GK, she's too good. Collects it cleanly and a run out. I have no issues with that, Oman. You got to go for as many runs as possible. But the bad news is Priyanka Mendoza is the batter dismissed on this occasion. A fantastic knock from her. 47 off 37, a high-impact innings, which has firmly established Oman as favorites in this game, you've got to say. 108 for 4, 1 delivery left now in the 20th over. 1 delivery left in this innings. And walking in now at number 7 is Amanda DaCosta. She wants to get a boundary away, of course. I'm just stating the obvious. But she's not going to be on strike. It's Bhakti Shetty facing up. And Divya GK, the off-spinner, with the responsibility of bowling this last over. She's kept it tight. Hasn't conceded a boundary in her entire spell. Definitely up there with Priyanka Mendoza as a top contender for player of the match. Slapped into the offside. It's going to be a dot ball to finish things off. In fact, they're going to get a wicket. Doesn't impact the final score, but the equation now for Singapore is simple. They have to chase 110. Oman, they end at 109 for 6 after 20 overs. A very, very good comeback from Oman. 76 runs coming in the final half of that innings. So 76 off the final 10 overs. Oman ending with a flourish. You got to give them credit. Priyanka Mendoza. 47 off 37. A very, very impressive knock. Look at that beautiful backdrop. Look at those clear-ish skies at the Kinrara Oval. Blue skies, white clouds. That's the important thing. The clouds are white. Let's look at that batting card. Like we were saying, Priyanka Mendoza starring. Perhaps unlucky to miss out on her half-century. Bhakti Shetty, 26 to her name. 109 for 6 is what Oman end on. And there we go, the bowling card. 2 wickets apiece for Shafina Mahesh and Vinu Kumar, but that's it. That's all she wrote. That's everything that's there in the wickets column. Divya GK, however, 9 runs in her 4 overs, didn't take the wicket, but kept it down. You have to say, Singapore's best bowler. So there you have it. The target now for Singapore is 110 in 20 overs at 5.5 runs and over. I'm one of your commentators for the day, Jay Dansakahani. You like what you heard? You can always follow me on Twitter at Jay Dansakahani. Be sure to follow the Malaysian Cricket Association, CricTracker, and ACC. We'll be with you shortly in around, I'm going to say 10 minutes. For the reply, Singapore need 110 to win. So welcome to day 4 of the ACC Women's T20 Championship at Singapore versus Oman. Oman in that first innings, losing the toss, being put into bat. They scored 109 for 6. A very, very competitive total, especially when you consider that they were 33 at the halfway mark. They scored 76 runs in the second half of that innings, and you feel like they're just in the box seat against Singapore, who are going to have to chase 110 for victory. The players are out there in the middle. Saya Chana, she will be opening things up for Oman. And I predicted at the start of the game we'd have a very close contest today. The umpire getting the attention of the scorers, making sure that they're ready, because he's ready. And the players are ready as well. Around the wicket. Oh, that one just keeping low. We've seen that on more than one occasion today. So dot ball to kick things off for Oman. Singapore, on the other hand, with a left-right combination at the crease. Zhe Hua Tan, the left-hander on strike. That's uppish. Oh, they're thinking about that run. A lot of hesitation there between the two batters. Jocelyn Purnakaran, the non-striker at the other end. Zhe Hua Tan, the left-hander, she knows that they need to get off to a good start in this power play to chase down an imposing 110 target from Oman. How decisively the momentum has shifted in this encounter. That's up in the air. Oh, that's got to go down as a drop chance. The cover fielder there did get a hand on it. It looks like it stung her fingers a little bit. But at the end of the day, if it's in the air and you get your fingers to it, you're going to want to catch that. So an early reprieve for the left-hander and for Singapore. They're yet to score a single run in this game, but it's still super early days. We're just 3 deliveries into this innings so far. A chase of 110 for Singapore. I'm going to check out YouTube. Let's see how many viewers we have. 627. Oh, there you go. Inside edge onto the stumps. First wicket down for Singapore. And Oman with an early advantage here. The right arm seamer Saya Chana just bringing that into the left-hander. Zhe Hua Tan, she's going to have to walk back to the dugout. Sadly, she hasn't troubled the scorers. There we go, Zhe Hua Tan. It's good to see she still has a smile on her face. Singapore, of course, by no means the tournament favorites. But like a few other teams in this tournament, they're here for the exposure. It's all a process. It's all about building those blocks today so you can get to special places tomorrow. And you have to start somewhere. In any case, walking in at number 3 is the skipper, Shafina Mahesh. Didn't have the best day with the ball. It started well. She took a pair of wickets, but then conceding 3 boundaries in an over to Priyanka Mendoza. Priyanka Mendoza, a fantastic innings from her. Just about missed out on her half-century, but she's made a strong claim to be crowned the player of the match. Saya Chana, she's got an early wicket. 2 wickets left in this first over. That's nudged away into the offside. Singapore still searching for their first run. Oman, the momentum is definitely with them. Oh, that one's down the leg side. First runs on the board for Singapore. That's driven into the offside. First runs off the bat. A strong throw. But it wasn't on target. Needed direct hit to cut off that single. Singapore 2 for 1 after the first over. And there we go, those viewership figures on YouTube. They're going up. People have realized the second innings has commenced. And if you're just joining us, Singapore won the toss, put Oman in. Oman 109 for 6. Singapore's target 110. That's left alone, and wisely so. Another wide delivery, the second wide of this contest. This innings, rather. Singapore score moving on to 3 for 1. Say Hua Tan, the left-hander, departing in the last over, just chopping onto her stumps. Bhakti Shetty, she's been nudged away into the offside. Oh, the non-striker wants a run. Shafina Mahesh, she's not interested. So the non-striker, Jocelyn Purnakaran, yet to face a single delivery. Punched away. In fact, that's been edged down to third man. It's running down to the boundary. It's slowing up, but it still gets there. So first boundary for Shafina Mahesh, first boundary for Singapore. Their score moves on to 7 for 1. And Singapore telling Oman, what you can do, we can do better. That dugout from Singapore is loud. Really getting into this game. Shafina Mahesh, the skipper at the crease. Divya GK, former skipper, and their top T20I run scorers still to come. That's full on off stump, nudged straight to backward point for a dot ball. That's left alone outside the off stump. The signal from the umpire, 2 deliveries left in this over. This is the second over of the innings, of course. Shafina Mahesh just collecting a boundary. This one's been squeezed to that cover fielder in the circle. So a decent comeback here from Bhakti Shetty after conceding that boundary earlier in the over. That boundary, Shafina Mahesh, perhaps not trying to get it that fine. She's not going to complain. She picked up 4, guides that away intentionally this time. That's going down to third man. It will just be a single. That's a very good throw and a direct hit. And Shafina Mahesh, she's going to steal the strike yet again. It's 8 for 1 after 2. Mixed fortunes for Singapore skipper Shafina Mahesh in this tournament. Taken for 3 boundaries and a 6 against Isha Oza when they played the UAE. Today, kicked off her spell in style with 2 early wickets before Priyanka Mendoza laid into her with 3 boundaries in 1 over. But she's looked pretty good with the bat so far. That's a little uppish, but she's found the gap. She's timed it well. She gets enough power on it and she gets a boundary. That one going through the covers. Look at that. Beautiful. Second boundary for Shafina Mahesh. She's into the double figures. That dugout once again making a lot of noise. Singapore's score moving on to 12 for 1 after 2.1. That's guided away once again. That third man region. There's work to do. And it's just going to be a single. But a good piece of cricket here from Shafina Mahesh. Collecting the boundary, looking for the single straight away. Just trying to minimize those dot balls. Keep the scoreboard ticking along. And this has been a good start so far for Singapore. Never easy chasing a score like 110. Singapore, of course, before this tournament, close to 2.5 years without international cricket. Play and a miss. No movement of the feet there, but it's going to be a bye. In fact, it could be more than just one bye. It's a boundary. 4 byes signaled by the umpire. Second boundary of the over for Singapore. This has been a really good start for them in the power play. And it's exactly what they want. When the field is up, you want to get those boundaries. Get that early advantage. Get off to a quick start. That's exactly what they've done so far. For Oman, on the other hand, it's still early days. There's still time to pull things back in the power play. Saya Chana, she's running in. Oh, a play and a miss, and no, it's a no ball. She's overstepped. Saya Chana. Oh, absolutely criminal. I have to say, though, amongst all sides in the tournament, I've been really impressed. We haven't seen too many front foot no balls in this tournament. Perhaps a sign of progress for the women's game in the Asian region. Here we go, Saya Chana. A free hit for, a play and a miss. I was about to say a huge opportunity here for Jocelyn. She's unable to capitalize on that, however. Look at that. The sky's still looking good. Large areas of blue in the sky. Misfielded yet again by the keeper. We're going to wait for the signal from the umpire. And yes, more byes. If these team sheets are any accurate, it's Vaishali Jesrani, the skipper behind the sticks there. So not quite leading by example, you have to say. That's been squeezed away. A quick single. Good stuff here from Singapore. The score now moves on to 20. They've lost a wicket. And it's 20 for 1 after 3. That's driven into the offside. No run on offer. The good thing from Singapore is they're looking to score. They're not taking too many crazy risks, but there's really good intent from this top 3 so far. Shafina Mahesh, the skipper, leading by example. She's 12 not out off 12 deliveries. Going at a run a ball, of course. Ooh, that one just coming into the right-hander. Watchfully played. Second dot ball in succession, and Oman need a lot more of those. They've got to peg Singapore back in this power play. You don't want to concede the early advantage and start playing catch-up. Mid-on and mid-off are up in the circle. So an opportunity here for Shafina Mahesh. Driven straight to the covers, and it's a bit of a misfield, which allows the batters to scamper through for a single. And with that single, Jocelyn Purnakaran comes on to strike, yet to get off the mark. She'll be looking to change that as soon as possible. Into the offside. That's a dot ball. Oh, that's a big appeal. And perhaps there's no need to appeal. It's bowled the batter. It's the second wicket down now for Singapore. And Purnakaran is the batter who has to walk back to the dugout. The important thing for Malaysia is Shafina Mahesh, the skipper, is still there. And it's pretty soon you're going to see on your screens, Divya GK will be joining her at number 4. Very important breakthrough for Oman nonetheless. As we can see on that replay there. Leg stump goes cartwheeling. Well, not quite cartwheeling. But the important thing is a wicket for Oman. So the score 22 for 2. Singapore, 1 delivery left in the 4th over. 2 more power play overs after this. And a wicket at a very, very crucial juncture for Oman. It looked like Singapore were just starting to build a little bit of momentum. And 2 of their best players at the crease right now. Shafina Mahesh at the non-striker's end. And it's Divya GK, former skipper and top T20 run scorer. She's on strike. That's tucked off the legs. Watchfully played. No run on offer. A dot ball to close things out. 22 for 2. Singapore after 4. But there you have it. Singapore going at exactly 5.5 runs and over. And that was the required rate at the start of the innings, and that remains the required rate. The left arm spinner into the attack now. Oh, that one just drifting down the leg side. So it's not the best way to start, especially after you've just taken a wicket. You got to keep it tight. You got to maintain that discipline and put as much pressure as possible on the opposition. You don't want to be giving away free runs. Squeezed into the offside. No run on offer. But make no mistake, this is an absolutely massive period of play for Singapore. 2 of their best players at the crease right now. Shafina Mahesh, Divya GK. That's down the leg side, signaled wide by the umpire. They scamper through for a single. So 2 bonus runs here for Singapore. Down the leg side yet again. Perhaps just getting a bit of pad or her shirt on that. So the left arm spinner lucky to get away with that one. That's into the leg side. More runs here for Singapore. And it looks like it's just going to be the 2. Some interesting predictions here on YouTube. IG Toxic 10K says Divya today will score 50 plus. Anurag Singhania, Singapore win, 2 fire emojis he uses. Raj Kumar says Oman win 200%. I love how opinion is divided here on YouTube. That's how you know you have a close encounter. It's Oman and Singapore. If you're just joining us, I'm going to give you a brief recap. Oman, they lost the toss. They were put into bat. They were in trouble at 33 for 4. They scored 76 in the last 10 overs to finish on 109. That's been chipped into the cover region. And they will come through for a quick single. They make it home safely. But yes, Oman finishing on 109, setting Singapore a target of 110. Singapore right now are 27 for 2 after 5, keeping up with that required rate. At the start of the day, I predicted that we'd have a close encounter. And so far, there isn't too much to separate these two teams. Personally, I assumed Oman had the upper hand when they got 110. Apologies, 109. Singapore, courtesy of Shafina Mahesh, have responded strongly. They've been helped along, of course, by a couple of extras. Singapore, however, are not going to complain about that. You take your runs as they come. And I'm interested to see their approach in the final over of the power play. Do they go for it? Or do they just play the ball on its merit? That's squeezed into the offside. That's well played. There could be an opportunity for 2. No, there isn't. The fielder in the cover region comes around in a flash. Wow, look at that. I'm getting a lot of notifications here on WhatsApp, including a couple of voice notes. I can't listen to voice notes when I'm in the comm box. There we go. Squeezed out to backward point, dot ball. Look at that. It's Pratham says Oman will win. It looks like he's copying and pasting that message over and over again. I don't think there's any secret about who he's supporting. That's been squeezed away to third man. And a useful single. Anurag Singhania responds, Singapore win in all caps. Madhusha Yahampat, keep it up, Singapore. Anand K, elegant and classic commentary, simple at its best. Thank you so much, Anand. Glad you're enjoying the broadcast. And if the rest of you are enjoying this broadcast, share it with your friends on social media. WhatsApp it to your friends and family. And together we can grow associate cricket and women's cricket. That's a big appeal, a very optimistic one. It was clearly sliding down leg and they scamper through for a leg bye. Hello, commentator. I never managed to catch what your name is, but you're doing a great job. Thank you so much, Mr. YouTube user. I cannot read languages other than English, so I don't know what your username is. But you can find me on Twitter at jdancinghani. That's also my name. There you go. Oh, a play and a miss, and once again the keeper lets that through. That's running away to the boundary, and yes, it gets there. So a really, really good way to end the power play here for Singapore. 1 delivery left. They're 34 for 2. They're more than just keeping up with this required rate. Singapore perhaps just wrestling control over away from Oman, I beg your pardon. That required rate coming down now for Singapore. They require a further 76 of 85 balls. Left alone outside the off stump, she gets a bonus run. A wide delivery there. Skipper Vaishali Jasrani behind the sticks hasn't had the best day. It's been guided away down to third man, a bit of a misfield, but the batters, they're not going to run through for it. End of a productive power play for Singapore, 35 for 2 after 6. And the signal from the umpire there, the end of the power play. What is your name, Mr. Commentator? My name is Jay Dansinghani. You can follow me on Twitter at, well, Jay Dansinghani. I keep it simple, I guess. But be sure to follow the Malaysian Cricket Association, the Asian Cricket Council as well. There we go. Flighted up by the left arm spinner into the offside, and it's a dot ball. Priyanka Mendoza, she's had a fantastic day so far. Just about missing out on a half century with the bat. Run out chance. Oh, perhaps a throw on target would have had the batter in trouble. Priyanka, however, had to collect from wide. It gave Singapore's batters a few extra milliseconds rather, to make their crease. Tossed up outside the off stump, a play and a miss, and it's signaled a wide. Singapore skipper Shafina Mahesh on strike. She's 19 off 20. Divya GK at the non-strikers end, 5 off 9. Tries to guide that away. Does not get any connection on that. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Classic left arm spinner's dismissal there. That one pitching on middle and leg and getting rid of off stump. So that's the end of Shafina Mahesh. An absolutely massive wicket here for Oman. You have to say, with the fall of that wicket, the momentum is back with them. The pendulum has swung in Oman's favor. 37 for 3 now. Singapore, 2 deliveries left in the 7th over. Shafina Mahesh, she was looking good. And the past tense, the operative word on this occasion. Shafina Mahesh walking back to the dugout. Chaturani Abhiratne, she's walking out to the middle at number 5. She's got a lot of work to do as well. The required rate up until now has been under control, but those 3 wickets, a little bit concerning there for Singapore. A period of consolidation needed from Divya GK and the incoming batter. Priyanka Mendoza, the left arm spinner with her first breakthrough. A strong contender for player of the match already. Flights it. Oh, it's a big appeal and it's given straight away. No hesitation from the umpire. 2 wickets and 2 balls for Oman. 2 wickets and 2 balls for Priyanka Mendoza. This game has swung decisively in favor of Oman. Shafina Mahesh first to depart, and now the The new batter at the crease, Chaturani Aberatne. She walks back to the dugout for a golden duck. It's been all action here in the second innings between Oman and Singapore. A target of 110 was never going to prove easy to chase for Singapore. They started well in the power play. 35 for 2 they were. Shafina Mahesh, she was on 19, undefeated at the time, but dismissed off a classical left-arm spinner's dismissal. She was squared up and bowled by Priyanka Mendoza. Mendoza, of course, has struck yet again just minutes ago. Chaturani Aberatne, the unlucky batter on that occasion, was trapped plumb in front. The umpire did not hesitate at all. 37 for 4, 1 delivery left in the 7th over. Tossed up and pushed into the offside. It's a dot ball. A very successful over for Oman. 2 wickets coming off the first post-power play over. The score remains 37 for 4. We're 7 overs into this innings. Pushed into the offside. Ooh, a bit of a misfield will allow the batters to scamper through for a single. Here we go. Close to 1,200 people watching on YouTube right now. So great to see these viewership figures. We've hit those 4-figure mark. Ooh, no movement of the feet, but squeezes that out. And on this pitch especially, it's really, really important to get that decisive movement onto the front foot, the ball keeping low throughout the day. Perhaps that has something to do, or a lot to do, with the persistent rain in the morning. The ball just skidding on and skidding off the bat on this occasion. Played aerially into the offside for a single. Look at that. Close to 1,300 viewers now on YouTube. I absolutely love to see figures like this on social media. More and more people talking about this game, passing comments, disagreeing with each other. You love to see it. There you go, nudged straight to backward point, dot ball. And of course, if you want updates on this game, you can always follow the Malaysian Cricket Association on social media or the Asian Cricket Council. Bit of a misfield there at the cover region and a single for Singapore. That's cut away. It's found the gap there. Backward point, unable to cut that off. That's running away to the boundary, but it won't get there. Fiza Javed gets that throw in nice and quick. Vaishali Jasrani. She wanted another wicket. It's not to be, however. Looks like the bat has collected 2 on that occasion. 42 for 4 now after 8. Pushed into the offside, a dot ball. It's so good to see the number of views approaching 1,500 now on Twitter. On YouTube. There you go. I'm just getting a little confused with my social media channels. Flighted. And a belated call of wide from the umpire. Punched off the back foot, straight to backward point. Oh, no run on offer there. I'm not sure what that non-striker was doing. Vinu Kumar, there was no run on offer whatsoever. The important thing for Singapore is Divya GK is still at the crease, but she needs support, and she needs a couple of runs here. Pushed into the offside. Cover on the boundary will cut that off, so a single for Singapore. Ooh, that one just going on with the arm and squeezed out just in time. Vinu Kumar. She's batting on 3 off 5. 3 singles in her innings so far. She's just trying to eye up those gaps on the leg side, trying to figure out where are my scoring areas. That's one scoring area. Perhaps a little lucky not to get all of that. It allows her to get back for a single. And it's all 4s for Singapore. 44 for 4 right now in 8.4 overs. I got too excited. It's 45 for 4 right now. 1 delivery left in the 9th. Squeezed into the offside. No single on offer. So Singapore going at exactly 5 runs and over. They're 45 for 4 after 9. That Singaporean dugout is the quietest I've seen them in the entire innings. Jolted by those 2 wickets in the 7th over. It's not going to be an easy chase for Singapore. Oman, they're putting the squeeze on the Southeast Asian nation. 65 needed off 66. 6 wickets in hand. Divya GK, she's still at the crease. As long as she's still there, Singapore still have a half-decent chance of chasing this down. Down the leg side, free run there for Singapore. A bonus run, they're not going to complain. We can see a couple of substitute fielders on the boundary getting ready with the drinks. At the end of the 10-over mark, we're going to have a very brief drinks break. It tends to get up into the mid-30s here in Southeast Asia. Singapore and Malaysia, very similar weather, neighboring countries. Ooh, that one keeping low yet again. Vinu Kumar, perhaps she could have gone forward to that, playing back. No harm done. She's able to keep that out. Alifia Syed, change of bowling, the new bowler into the attack. false start for her. She loads up again. We're into the 10th over here at the Kinrara Oval. That's down the leg side. Oh, it's been a tough day for Vaishali Jasrani, but you can't fault her for that one. It was a very hard take. 2 more bonus runs to Singapore. So no runs off the bat in this over so far, but 3 runs Singapore have accumulated. And if you're Oman, you cannot afford to do this. You've got the opposition under the cosh. You've got to keep your foot on their throat. You cannot give them a single inch. But 3 bonus runs coming for Singapore. 48 for 4 they are. We're 1 delivery into the 10th over. That's swept away. There's work to do for deep fine leg. She does everything right. Just a single. Seems like this tension has just swept over the ground right now. This is a very close contest. Oman's fielders very quiet. Singapore's dugout just as quiet. Here's Alfia. That's a big appeal. Is that sliding down leg? The umpires certainly think so. But like I said, it's almost this pin drop silence right now at the Kinrara Oval. Both of these teams, they want to get a win under their belt. We called this at the start of the game. This could be a very, very close encounter. It has not disappointed so far. Vinu Kumar on strike. She gets a full toss. She puts that away. Is that 6? No, it's a 1 bounce 4. 50 up now for Singapore. A full toss on leg stump. Vinu Kumar does not miss out. A really, really important boundary there. And that silence, that tension is broken. Let's go Singapore. Let's go Singapore. More cheers from the dugout. Singapore, after losing 2 wickets in that 7th over, are making a bit of a mini recovery here. And once again, they're right up there with the required rate. Oman just letting the momentum slip. That's short. That's whipped away into the offside. Is that going to be another boundary? No, it's just a single. Fielder cuts that off. You gotta love this. There's so little separating these teams. Every time you think that one team is running away with it, the other makes a comeback. Priyanka Mendoza in that first innings. So unlucky to miss out on a half century. She's been magnificent today. Alfia has been cut away behind backward point on the offside. The bat is going to scamper through for at least 2. No, it's a boundary. The fielder unable to cut that off. It's the second boundary in the over for Singapore. A very, very useful over for them. A lot of pressure now back on Oman. We're at the halfway stage. We're going to drink some drinks. There you go. As you can see on your screens, 58 for 4 after 10 overs. We were just about ready to bowl the next over, and that's when the umpires realized, hey, hold on. It's hot. It is really hot at Kinrara. Let's have a drink. So good to see the sun out. It is strong. It's absolutely beating down on this outfield and the pitch at the Kinrara Oval. 58 for 4 Singapore. I'm going to take a short break myself. I'll be taking 45 seconds off to drink a little bit of H2O. Don't go too far. We're going to have action for you in around a minute from now. Here we go. That batting card, 19 off 22 for Shafina Mahesh. Divya GK She's into her innings, 13 off 18, undefeated. Vinu Kumar just smacked a boundary into deep mid-wicket. She's 9 off 10. That score for Singapore, 58 for 4 after 10 overs. They need 52 off 60. They have 6 wickets in hand. YouTube, I want to hear your predictions. Are you still backing Oman? Singapore backers, are you still backing Singapore? Whose game is this? Singapore will win, says Arion Ridoy. Oman, 100,000% win. Oh, that's what I call optimism. Optimism? Optimism. Look at me getting tongue-tied. Optimism is not a word. India Post Office. He's back in Singapore. Fani Custom. Singapore win. Russell Surendran says they're giving away too many extra runs. I tend to agree with you there. A lot of wides down the leg side, a couple of byes. Just giving away those free runs to Singapore, and Singapore are not going to say no. They're not going to refuse these bonus runs. So 10 overs to go. 58 for 4, Singapore. Left alone outside the off stump. Make that 51 off 60. Far too many extras in the last couple of minutes from Oman. And it's Amanda Da Costa into the attack. A change of bowler. Oh, a little bit of bounce on that one. Just drifting away from the right-hander. It's a good piece of bowling from Da Costa. Once again, we're approaching 1,500 viewers on YouTube right now. That high arm action, an action replay of the last delivery. Consecutive dot balls now for Amanda Da Costa. It's interesting, neither captain today has ever had a slip in position. Very interesting tactics here from both captains. Amanda Da Costa, she's been whipped away into the leg side. That's a full toss. You cannot bowl there. There's work to do for those fielders. They won't cut it off. Piercing the gap to perfection, Vinu Kumar. She picks up another boundary. Amanda Da Costa, full toss on leg stump. You cannot do that. And now that score moves on to 63 for 4. For the first time in this innings, Singapore's run rate is touching 6 runs and over. This is a really good comeback from Singapore. They lost 2 wickets in that 7th over, including the big wicket of Shafina Mahesh. But Vinu Kumar and Divya GK both batting on 13. Squeezed into the offside, no run there. The pendulum has swung in Singapore's favor. They need 47 now of 56 deliveries at less than 5 runs and over. Tossed up, she goes down the ground. Has she got a good enough connection on this? No, she hasn't, but she'll pick up a single. Long on there. It looked like Sakshi Shetty cuts that off quite easily. Pushed into the offside, a dot ball to close out the 11th over. Singapore, 64 for 4. I appreciate all the love on social media, on YouTube, and on WhatsApp. I'm getting screenshots of people listening into this game. Great to see. More and more people supporting associate cricket and women's cricket. Wide outside the off stump, and a big appeal from Vaishali Jesrani. Oh, she's beside herself. She feels like there was definitely a nick on that. Oh, overthrows. Very, very sloppy from Oman. You cannot afford to give away bonus runs like this. In fact, it looks as if perhaps the batters are going to refuse that run. Yeah, it looks like they might actually be refusing that run. It looked like it just came off a deflection. It's a good, really good sportspersonship there. There we go, squeezed into the offside. No run. "64 for 4, Singapore." And yes, that rhymes. 64 for 4, Singapore. We have 4 deliveries left in the 12th over. Down the ground, straight to the bowler. 3 consecutive dot balls to kick off this over so far. Oman keeping it tight, trying to make a comeback here. After a string of extras, a couple of wides, a couple of full tosses as well. Singapore have cashed in on anything loose. That's cut away. Square on the offside, just a single. Looks like Saya Chana doing the cleaning up there. I'm one of your 2 commentators for the day. In fact, I'm your only commentator for the day. I'm Jay Datskani. I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast, and I urge you to follow the Malaysian Cricket Association, the Asian Cricket Council, and CricTracker all over social media. There we go, around arm action, another full toss, a bit of a top edge. Work to do here for square leg, who runs around. She cuts it off, but not before the batters scamper through for 2, amidst cheers from the Singaporean dugout. And the call to prayer, the azan, ringing through the Kinrara Oval right now. A really good comeback here from Singapore. 67 for 4 they are. 1 delivery left in the 12th over. They require 43 now of 49 deliveries. They've got 6 wickets in hand. It's just a matter of turning the strike over, picking up those singles. Got 5 fielders in the circle for Oman. That's nudged down the ground. It's going to find that gap between long on and mid wicket in the circle. A simple single for Singapore. And that's the end of the over. 68 for 4 after 12. Amanda DaCosta to continue from the other end. Guilty of bowling that full toss, which Vinu Kumar capitalized on in her previous over. She's going to have to bowl a lot tighter if she wants to contain Singapore and perhaps even pick up a wicket. And you'd have to say with 42 needed off 48 deliveries, a really good way to slow down the opposition is by taking a wicket. With 5 fielders in the circle, 4 in the circle on the offside, mid wickets in the circle, and that deep square leg that you see on your screen. She cuts it off, and it's just a single. And of course, we've got a long on in position as well. On the offside, we've got backward point. And 2 fielders in the cover. We've got a short cover as well as a mid-off. And 3rd man on the fence. That's down the ground. And oh no! That was a catching opportunity and that goes down. You have to take those, especially at such a crucial juncture. A huge reprieve here for Singapore. They could have lost half their side. Instead, they pick up another useful single. That was a real opportunity there for Oman. You have to take catches like that. It was at a catchable height. And you have to say a relatively simple chance as well. You cannot be dropping catches like that. Turned away into the leg side. No single on offer. So better over for Amanda Da Costa. She was nearly rewarded with a wicket. Not to be. It was Bhakti Shetty on that occasion. Played so well with the bat. There you go. Full toss on leg stump. Deep square leg into the action yet again and cuts it off. It's just a single. Look at that. YouTube on fire. We're past 2,000 views now on YouTube. 2,039 people are watching right now. Muhammad Nahidul Islam Rakib says it's a 50-50 game. That's lofted over the covers. Oh, I was about to say a good piece of fielding, but Bhakti Shetty with another misfield. Just a single turns into 2. $73 for 4 now. 37 required off 43. Tries to go over the top, doesn't get a good connection, but will pick up a single. The score moves on to 74 for 4 after 13. Sudhir Goganti says, easy for Singapore. Bijaya Tamang responds with, Nepal. They're not playing this game. What an interesting comment to make. Prasul Surendran says it's a 50-50 game. Uses the laugh out loud emoji. There you go. Anurag Singhania, he's been with us the whole day, backing Singapore. That's been played away into the offside. Just a single. Deep cover runs around and cuts it off. Oh, the bat is not quite ready. Fast bowler's got to load up again. I don't think she appreciates that. Samira Khan into the attack now. A change in bowling. But will that result in a change in fortunes? Remains to be seen. Ooh, a little late on that, but they're going to squeeze it out for a single to the offside. So much work to do there. Square of the wicket on both sides of the wicket for the fielders who have fielded there. Backward point, deep square leg. So much work to do for them throughout this innings. It's been a hot zone for Singapore. Full toss on leg stump. That's been put away. Oh, a catching chance. That one, I don't even think she got a hand on it. And the batters, they're going to get back for 2. Vaishali Jesrani has been vociferous behind the sticks, appealing for everything, hands on her knees. She knows, as does the rest of Oman, that they need a wicket right now. Here we go. That's short, and that's punched away off the back foot. Cheers from the Singapore dugout. Muted cheers, because it's just a single. My throat just drying up a tad here in the commentary box. A lot of commentary hours so far in this tournament. A lot of excitement as well. This is proving to be one of the best games of the tournament so far. Singapore just about ahead in this encounter. That's pushed into the offside, mid-off. Cannot stop the single, so the runs continue to flow for Singapore. They're 80 for 4 now. They require a further 30 runs. They've got 37 deliveries to make this in. That's down the ground and a dot ball. End of the over, 80 for 4 after 14. Here we go, Amanda DaCosta, the off spinner. That's a full toss, yet another one. That's shoveled into the leg side. Will it get to the boundary? There's work to do for the fielder. She comes around. Cuts off the boundary, but more useful runs here for Singapore. A really good partnership this between Vinu Kumar and Divya GK. Another full toss. This happens over and over again for Oman. And this time it's a boundary. Vinu Kumar does not miss out. It's been a feature of her innings. So severe on anything too full. She's peppered that leg side boundary. Picks up yet another 4. 85 for 4 now after 14.2 overs. That run rate now getting up to 6 runs and over. Oman had a great chance of winning this game, especially when they took 2 wickets in that 7th over. Singapore were 4 down at that stage for 37. This partnership now approaching 50 runs. That's in the air. Will it be taken? No, it's put down yet again. That's the second drop catch we've seen in the last 10 minutes. Samira Khan on that occasion going in with just one hand. I feel like there was enough time to use both hands. Samira Khan, she's tall as well. That's full and smacked straight into the cover region for a dot ball. So Amanda DaCosta on 3 separate occasions has delivered leg stump full tosses. 2 of those deliveries have been dispatched for boundaries by Vinu Kumar. Vinu Kumar batting on 27 off 28. Oh, a plainer miss this time. That's a lot better from Amanda DaCosta, shortening up the length. That one just going on with the arm. And now this is interesting. Divya GK and Vinu Kumar just having a bit of a chat. I wonder if they're changing up their game plan in any way. Perhaps Divya GK just indicating, hey, we have the match in the bag. We just have to keep wickets in hand. We have to keep calm and just pick up those singles. And wait for those wide deliveries. A bonus run for Singapore. Close to 2,200 people now tuned in on YouTube. Into the leg side, another full toss. Loud screams from that dugout. And it's just a single on this occasion. Deep mid-wicket cleans up. Madhusha Yahampat says, we want 6. Mohammad Shohel Rana, he wants a wicket. India Post Office, that user is backing Singapore. Another conference here between the two batters. And once again, that tension we spoke of earlier has returned here at the Kinrara Oval. Priyanka Mendoza into the attack. The left arm spinner punched away straight to cover. Useful dot ball for Oman. They're on 87, Singapore. 23 required off 29 deliveries. A comfortable 6 wickets in hand for them. But 1 wicket right now could really change things up. Vinu Kumar, so aggressive throughout the day today. She's been on point. Oh, another play and a miss. So consecutive dot balls. Priyanka Mendoza delivering yet again for Oman. Tosses it up, and that's been punched to long off for a single. Punched into the offside. Oh, no single on offer. Vinu Kumar gets home just in time at the non-striker's end. And you have to say perhaps that's just the dot ball pressure. 3 dot balls in this over so far and the 1 single. So now 22 needed off 26. That required rate just edging a touch above 5 runs and over. Oman, they're going to want to push that required rate closer to 6 or even 7 runs and over. They need some tight overs for that. That's short down the leg side. Oh, you cannot do that. You've built up pressure with 3 dot balls in this over and you just give away a free run like that. If it was anyone else, perhaps I wouldn't be so harsh, but it's Priyanka Mendoza. She's had a really good day with the ball so far, picking up 2 wickets in her 4-over spell. That's guided away to the right of backward point. It's going to be at least a single. That's all it's going to be. Sayachana cleans up in the deep. "20 runs needed in 25 balls. Full toss yet again, this time over the offside. Work to do there for long off who runs around. They cannot cut off 2 runs. So Singapore's total moves on to 92 for 4 after 16. A lot of work here to do for Oman. A lot of consultation between Vaishali Jaiswani, I beg your pardon. Getting a little tongue-tied here in the commentary box with my dry throat. More than 4 hours of commentary back to back today. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. It's a brilliant job, this commentary. Here we go. Saya Chana into the attack. Can she get that breakthrough? Can she squeeze Oman back into contention in this contest? Samira Khan, she's at long off right now. There's a long on in place as well. Short cover, backward point, third man on the fence. A deep cover. Square leg and mid wicket in the circle. Apologies, that's a fine leg. And now the deep square leg coming into square leg. That's pushed into the offside, a very easy single there. Oman, you feel like they have to do something different. Vaishali, Jasrani, you have to bring your fielders up into the circle. 17 off 23 with easy singles on offer. You're not going to win the game this way. With this sort of field set, with this sort of strategy, you need Singapore to make a massive mistake. And it doesn't really look like Divya GK and Vinu Kumar are going to make too many mistakes. There we go. So watchful there. That's the right strategy to adopt from Vinu Kumar. Nothing fancy needed. 17 off 22. Just bring that game as deep as possible. Oman, on the other hand, they're thinking, can we get into that last over? Even if they have 4 runs to defend, they're going to give themselves a chance. That's down to long on. It's just going to be a single. 16 off 21 right now. Saya Chana, if she can get a breakthrough, if the next over is tight, that would put a lot of pressure back on Singapore. That's how you get back into this game. That's how you build some momentum. And that's how you stake your claim for victory in what's been a really close contest so far. On the leg stump, it's going to be leg byes, I believe. The signal from the umpire, yes, he backs up my hypothesis. Some more cheers here from the Singapore dugout. They're getting closer and closer to this target of 110. Not an easy target to chase at the start of the innings. The ball just keeping a little bit low on this track as well. But what an innings it's been from Vinu Kumar. That's punched. A dot ball into the offside. Short cover there. Not making any mistake. 15 runs now needed. 19 deliveries left to play with for Singapore. Like we said earlier, if you can get into the last over with at least 4 runs to defend. Oh no! That's a no ball and that's going down to the boundary. Vinu Kumar, how many full tosses has she received? How many full tosses has she put away? The signal of free hit from the umpire, and it's 5 additional runs to the total for Singapore. They only need 10 runs to win now. The countdown has begun here at the Kinrara Oval. There you go, 100 on the board, 100 for 4. At one point, they were 37 for 4 in the 7th over. 2 wickets falling in that over, including the big wicket of Singapore skipper Shafina Mahesh. It's an entirely different story now, though. Vinu Kumar, free hit. Oh, it's a wide delivery. Make that 9 to win off 19. Like we said, if they go into the last over with 4 runs or more required, Oman will have a chance to defend this total. But it's going to be an uphill struggle from here on out. Another wide, so the free hit is still on. Vinu Kumar, undefeated, 36 off 39. Bang, she goes down the ground. Work to do here for Samira. She cuts it off, so it's just a single. "17 overs gone. Singapore looking strong, 102 for 4. Here we go. 8 runs to win. 18 deliveries left. 6 wickets in the bank. Smart money says this is Singapore's game right now. It's really a matter of when and not if. But you never know. Cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, as they say. Anything can happen. Then again, with Divya GK, that calm head, Singapore's top T20I run scorer at the non-striker's end, providing company to Vinu Kumar, who's batting on 37 off 40. She's on strike right now, Vinu. Lets that go. I have no issues with that whatsoever. So much time left in this game. 8 runs to win. 17 deliveries left as deep square leg comes into the circle. But Vaishali Jeswani, you can't just have. That was very interesting. 4 fielders in the circle. Now we have 5 fielders in the circle. I think you really have to bring one of either mid-on or mid-off up into that 25-yard boundary. There we go. Down to long on. A very, very easy single for Singapore. The countdown is on. Singapore looking good. A dot ball there. But you just get the feeling something very dramatic is required for Oman to get themselves back into this contest. Singapore, very, very impressive. They won the toss. They decided to bowl first, restricting Oman to 33 for 4 in the power play. Oman with a great comeback, scoring 76 in their final 10 overs, a target of 110 for Singapore. They lost 4 early wickets themselves, but they've dragged themselves back into this game. Near identical innings here from both teams, but Singapore with their noses in front. Still 7 runs required. 14 deliveries left in this innings. Bhakti Shetty, she's been punched into the offside. A useful single. The countdown continues. 6 runs needed. Singapore, of course, coached by Chamal De Silva, captained by Shafina Mahesh. They require 6 off 13. Make that 6. Oh, no. I was about to say a dot ball, but no. That's been let through yet again by Vaishali Jeswani. You've got to get a lot lower than that as a wicketkeeper. Another free bonus run to Singapore's total. They move on to 105 for 4. With 5 runs needed off the last 2 overs. Saya Chana to bowl the penultimate over. She has to bowl a very special over here to make something happen. And we've said it before, we'll say it again. Vaishali Jeswani, you have to bring your fielders up in the circle. There's no point doing that. When it gets down to an equation of 1 of 10 or 1 of 9, you have to do that right now. Give yourself the best chance of victory. And we still only have 5 fielders in the circle. Surely, you have to have at least 6 in the circle. Mid-on and mid-off. They're back on the boundary. Long on and long off, I beg your pardon. Bhakti Shetty with a good piece of fielding there. In the covers, put down a catch earlier. But a really good unbeaten stand here by Vinu Kumar and Divya GK. Vinu Kumar, a very strong contender for player of the match. Took 2 wickets with the ball. 38 in a challenging chase as well for Singapore. Oh, there we go. She edges that onto her stumps. So something to celebrate here for Saya Chana and perhaps a glimmer of hope for Oman. But more importantly, a really good innings here from Vinu Kumar in a high-pressure chase. 38 off 45. She can be very, very proud of her day at the office today, both with the bat and with the ball. There we go. Perhaps just a little bit of hope here for Oman. Saya Chana with the important breakthrough. And for the first time in a very long time, we see a new batter striding out to the middle, Ada Basin, the opening bowler, walking in at 7 with 5 runs required off 10 deliveries. They've also got 5 wickets in hand, Singapore. But hey, you never ever know. Singapore, of course, in the box seat. But anything can happen. 5 needed off 10 deliveries. Alabasan takes guard. Just a little bit of tension. The energy has dropped off so much for Oman since that 7th over. I don't think I've noticed too much, if any, clapping from these Omani fielders. Singapore, on the other hand, have been vociferous throughout this game. Oh, that's pushed into the covers, and it's going to be another dot ball. YouTube viewers, those of you still tuned in, you guys are the smart ones. This game is still alive. 5 needed off 9. Ala Basin facing a dot ball off her very first delivery. But come on, Vaishali, bring that field in. That's pushed into the offside. Yet another dot ball. So 2 consecutive dot balls to follow up that wicket. 5 needed now off 8 deliveries. Saya Chana, what an over it's been so far. It's been a really good day for her. 2 for 18 in her spell. She has 2 deliveries left in her 4-over quota. 5 off 8. Another dot ball right now will make things very interesting. Punched away. Yes. Is that going to be a run out? A strong throw. Oh no, she drops the ball. Saya Chana. Perhaps the batter would have made it in anyway. The important thing for Singapore is the equation shrinks to 4 off 7. This game is not over. But Singapore just 1 hit away from victory here. If Divya GK can find the boundary right now, that will be game over. Here we go. Big delivery coming up. That's pushed. And it's a dot ball. Well done, Saya Chana. Just a wicket. Just a run. And the wicket coming off that over. 4 off 6 needed here at the Kinrara Oval. We are in the midst of the game of the tournament so far. 4 needed off 6. If you're watching on YouTube, share this link with your friends, with your family. Tweet out this link. Share it on Facebook. You can see I'm super excited for what might be a last ball finish. You never know. The important thing for Oman is they cannot give away any free runs in this over. 4 needed off 6. We called it right at the start of the game. This could be one of the closest encounters of the tournament. It's lived up to that billing. 4 off 6. 2,400 people watching on YouTube right now. Here we go. Ada Basin on strike. Play and a miss. Make that 4 off 5. There we go. This game has roared back to life. Oman making a comeback courtesy of that Saya Chana over. 5 were needed off 12. And now 4 are needed off 5. A wicket, a run. And 5 dot balls in the last 7 deliveries. That's left alone. No, it's a wide delivery. You cannot do that, Oman. Bhakti Shetty, the offender on this occasion. When you need 4 off 5, when the opposition needs 4 off 5, you cannot bowl a dot ball. It just takes the pressure off a tad. 3 required off 5 deliveries. Singapore, just about favorites. Oman, they need dots. They need wickets. A play and a miss. Vaishali collects. She makes no mistake. It's 3 off 4. Oh my word. At one point, when 8 were needed off 18, when 7 were needed off 18, after that wide, you felt it was a foregone conclusion, this game. But not to be. Vaishali Jesrani says, come closer. That's punched away into the offside. Quick single. They get in. Really good backing up there from Divya GK. There was a loud appeal, of course, from the fielders. But to me and to the square leg umpire, Divya GK was in rather easily. And amidst all this excitement, it's hard to remember that Divya GK, one of Singapore's best players, is still at the crease. 2 off 3 required. There's work left to do for Singapore. Divya GK batting on 24 off 35. It's been an absolute thriller here at the Kinrara Oval. Regardless of which team wins, I'm interested to see how they celebrate. Do they run onto the field? Here we go. 2 off 3. Divya GK. Oh, they're going to run for this. They're going to run for this. A run out chance. A big appeal. Square leg says no. So it's 1 off 2 now. Singapore getting closer and closer to victory. Oman now, they cannot win this game, but they can. They can level the scores. They can tie it. And a mid-pitch conference here between Divya GK and Ada Basin. A lot of words exchanged. Once again, 1 off 2. What a game this has turned out to be at the Kinrara Oval. Every single one of you that stuck around on YouTube, you've been handsomely rewarded. You've been entertained. 1 off 2. Pushed away. This could be it. Yes, it is. Singapore. Massive cheers from that Singaporean dugout. Some Singapore fans in here as well at the ground. They're waving the flags. They're so happy. There we go. 110 for 5. Singapore win with 1 ball remaining. And they're going to run onto the field now that the scores have been confirmed. Scenes here at the Kinrara Oval. Singapore's players, they're storming the pitch. An absolute thriller they've won here at the Kinrara Oval. The game of the tournament. Shafina Mahesh's troops have delivered. Nervous moments to close things out at the end of this game. But they win by 5 wickets with 1 delivery to spare. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined us for this broadcast. Coach Chamal De Silva from Singapore. He's taken a picture of his team celebrating. This is a proud moment for Singapore. This is their first series in close to 2.5 years. Coming out victorious in this game against Oman is no mean feat. There we go. Divya GK, she's posing down there. And the batting card highlighted by Vinu Kumar, 38 off 45, 25 off 36, not out for Divya GK. Scenes here as Singapore finish on 110 for 5 in 19.5 overs, winning with 1 ball to spare. Here we go, the bowling card coming up. 2 for 19 for Saya Chana, 2 for 15 for Priyanka Mendoza, 1 for 14 for Bhakti Shetty. Those were the pick of the bowlers. They dragged Oman back into the contest. But heartbreak for Oman. They win. They lose, rather, with 1 delivery to spare. I've been your commentator for the day, Jay Dansagani. I hope you've enjoyed everything you've heard and witnessed today. Follow me at Jay Dansagani. Follow Malaysia Cricket. Follow the ACC on social media. I'm going to run down for the presentation ceremony. Don't go too far. We're going to find out who is the player of the match.